Hey everybody, it's Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here again, and today is day number 325 of quitting alcohol. Today was one of those days where I just spun my wheels, man. I had a lot of stuff, all the greatest, grandest intentions on things I wanted to get done, and then at every turn it seemed like something else popped up that was more important than what I felt I wanted to do at the beginning of the day. And the septic tank truck showed up to pump our septic tank, and luckily I had the lid all dug up and ready to go there. And so got done with that, and that took longer than I wanted it to. And then I had to bury the lid again when they were done. And then I'd start in on the projects that I wanted to, and then my wife would need my help, and then my son would need my help. That's all good. That's what I'm here for. I'm not complaining or anything. It's just some days are like that where you have all these things you think you're going to get done and want to get done, and then your day goes a completely different direction. And I just went with the flow though, and rather than getting frustrated about it like I used to when I was drinking, I just whatever. It's what is what is, man. Let's rock it, rip it and grip it, or grip it and rip it. Is that what they say? Something like that. Just go with it. And one of the interesting things, which is going to bring me to my topic today, was my son was selling something on Craigslist, and it was a really good deal on what he was selling. And so this guy, like, I guess he lives like 2 hours away or something, had contacted him and wanted to know if he delivered. And of course, my son said, no, I don't deliver, especially, 2 hours away. And oh well, he's still interested, so he comes down a couple days later to look at the item. And my son's got this item priced really well, versus new. I mean, it's like $1,200 less than what this thing would be new, and it's in like perfect condition. It's a great deal. And anyway, the guy shows up and then tries to talk him down on the price. And, my son says, no, I'm sorry, I'm firm on the price. And then he asks him again if he's willing to at least deliver it. And after we had already established that he doesn't deliver, and he said no, and then the guy just kind of, made it to where there was a lot of awkward silence. He was just carrying himself really weird. And when he first showed up, he pulled up to the wrong building. I've got several buildings on my property here, and my wife greeted him. And first words out of this guy's mouth are just negative. You guys are really far out here. And so my wife says, oh, yeah, and just, what do you say to that, right? And so then she mentions that the item he's looking for is in the other building. The guy goes, I can't walk all the way over there. And I mean, it's literally 50 yards, half of a football field, like nothing. From one building to the other, and he's complaining about walking, and he just has a bad attitude. So I got to get in my car and drive. And when he gets here, the first thing he does is he lets his big old dog out of the car. And I don't mind dogs. I'm not a dog guy. I'm more of a cat guy, to be honest with you. But dogs are okay. I actually have a dog, and but I would never just like let my dog out of a big dog, especially out of a rig, to just wander around on somebody's property, not knowing if they've got small kids or other animals or whatever. I would just ask, and so I thought that was a little rude, but I didn't say anything about it, and neither did my wife. And so then after he lets his dog out, then he puts his dog back in, goes to the other building, drives because he was not willing to walk, and anyway, then this, like I say, he just had this really negative attitude about him, and it was just kind of a odd experience. And so then, after my son says he's firm on the price, the guy says, well, I'm going to have to think about it then. And my son's like, okay, well, I hope you have a great day, and I'm teaching my son how to sell things, and I was kind of in the corner just listening to everything and letting it be what it was, because I like my son to deal with situations and learn things on his own. But I have educated my son on how to buy and sell, how to talk to people. And my kid's a super sweet kid, and he's 16 years old, and just got a heart of gold, and very polite and friendly and respectful. And this guy's just being kind of rude, and the way he's being. And it was just interesting watching the two interact and listening from the other side of the shop. And so the guy ends up driving away, saying he's going to think about it. And then, and I think he was playing that game where, well, if you won't take less, I'll just walk, and see if, on the way out the door, maybe my son would have changed his mind, which he wasn't going to. And long story short, like 20 minutes, half hour later, the guy calls back and he goes, well, we want to buy it, and my son's like, okay, well, come buy it then, And number one, the guy had showed up in a car instead of a truck, which you need a truck to buy this item, and which was weird. And then the story just goes on and on. And so he's like, well, I'm going to give you a credit card over the phone. And my son's like, I don't take credit cards. He's like, I put in the ad, and he did. He listed in the ad cash only. So that was plainly written in the ad, and the guy's like, you don't take credit cards, got upset about that. And then my son's like, no. He's like, well, now I got to drive back down there and give you a deposit then. And my son's like, well, actually, I don't want a deposit either. He says, if you want to buy, the item, you could pay for it in cash. And if you can't pick it up today, I'm willing to hold it for you till you can get a truck and come get it. But I don't want to just take a deposit, because there's deals. I've done the deposit thing in the past, and I've educated somebody will leave a $20 deposit or something and then never show up, never pick up the item, and you could have sold it already and had it moved on, and just kind of a way that you can get yourself kind of screwed up on something. So then the guy got really mad when he said he wouldn't take a deposit, and that he said it was cash. That's what the ad said. And then the guy just says, you need to get with the 21st century, and slams the phone down on my son, and I just thought, what is this guy's deal, and the guy, so halfway through my son talking to this guy and everything going on, and I texted my son in private a picture of this guy Hoggle from the old Labyrinth movie from the 1980s, the one with Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie. And there's this little troll-looking guy in there, Hoggle. That's what this guy looked like. It was almost like his insides and his soul was so just nasty that it was starting to show on his outsides. And, it reminded me of this Hoggle character. And my son got a kick out of that when I texted it to him and everything, And so, my point of bringing this story up is this guy just exuded negativity and just the woe is me, and just gets angry when he doesn't get his way, wants people to break their rules and bend over backwards for him, and yet he's not willing to, behave correctly. If I was going to look at an item that I found on Craigslist, I would show up with the cash, with the truck to pick it up, pay the cash, pick it up. If not what I'm looking for, sorry, not what I'm looking for, move on. I'm not going to play games. And, it's okay if you talk somebody down. I get that, and if they take it, great. If not, no big deal. You're nice about it, whatever. But be respectful and stuff. And this guy was just not that way. And I was thinking about how many people just need to level up in this world and stop being so damn like Hoggle, man, like that guy. And, when I was drinking alcohol, I was definitely more negative. And now I find I go through my day and I go, what can I do to bring this person up or that person up? And when this whole thing was going on, and I got that envisionment of this Hoggle character from Labyrinth, and I texted to my son, and he got a chuckle. It just kind of, it's one of those things. Have a sense of humor. Life's too short. Like, make somebody smile and laugh. And, this guy was just being wretched, and, let's make a joke out of it and move on. And, don't be this Hoggle guy, that was, looking at this item. And like I say, alcohol is a depressant, and it can make us kind of behave in ways that we wouldn't normally. And I'm not saying this guy's a drinker. I have no idea, but it was just one of those glaring examples of how some people live their life, and just the way he carried himself, the way he spoke, the way he looked, it was just this ball of like negative energy. And I know when I was drinking and stuff, it was starting to show on my outside, and as I was drinking, I would get more and more negative, and then I would drink more because I was, getting out of shape and looking bad, and then I was insecure, and then I would drink more, and then I'd lack confidence, and then I would drink more, and then this, it just was a vicious cycle. And then I wasn't spending enough time with my kids, and that bothered me because I was drinking so much, and then I drink more, and you start to turn into this like ball of just negativity. At least when you start drinking a lot like I was, and it does affect your well-being. And like I've talked about, the point of this whole journey is to be the best version of yourself possible, right? And level up and become a better human being. And I know I've clearly done that a lot since I've quit drinking. Am I perfect? Yeah, no, not by any shake of the stick, but I'm getting closer and closer, and that it's a constant work in progress to be the best, because once you think you're the best version of yourself, there's a better version of you just down the road. You just don't know it yet. You just have to get there. You have to keep working on it. Then when you get there, it still keeps going. You can get just better and better at everything that you do if you put focused attention on it and you make good decisions. And that's one of your focuses on your life, is leveling up and being better and better and better. What's the point of this life, to live like this Hoggle guy that's just a negative ball of energy that makes everybody else around him freaking miserable by the way that, he carries himself and treats other people, and just carries this angry spirit, and I thought, man, this guy needs some help, man. It's just interesting that when you get experiences like that. This is just one of many. I mean, I've dealt with the public for my whole life. When I was running grocery stores, it was nothing to get 5,000 customers in a day coming in and out of that store. And you're going to get some characters when you have 5,000 people in one day, and I was always dealing, as a manager, you deal with the best of the best and the worst of the worst, and that's just your job. And I've seen it all, so to speak. And it never amazes me though, or surprises me, I guess, depending on how you look at it. When I run into another person that's that way, and just, it's just a reminder of how not to be. And I try to, and I think we all should, when you quit the alcohol, you can go through some pretty rough patches with your mood swings and stuff like that. And I think it's important to always have in the back of your mind and move forward with the attitude, you know what, I'm not going to let, just because I'm in a bad mood or I'm dealing with my own crap, spill it out onto other people, wreck other people's day. I wanna be the guy that makes people laugh, that makes people smile, that turns a bad situation into a freaking good one. I want to be the guy that people want to be around because he's positive, that doing the right thing, making good decisions, laughing, shaking off the small stuff, not letting little crap bother him. Again, am I 100% there yet? No, but I'm working on it, man, and so that's just what I wanted to talk about today. I think it's important once we quit drinking alcohol, obviously, to work on yourself and not let your woes of quitting alcohol rub off onto other people, and just start, maybe you have been in a low place because you're drinking. Maybe you're drinking because some bad things happened to you and you've had a hard time, and it's time to shake that crap off and be reborn, be a new you. Once you put the alcohol down, look at it as kind of a rebirth, a relearning, a new life, a new opportunity to grow and become a different, better person. Just because you've been some way your whole life or been doing things a certain way doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's the way it should be done, doesn't mean you have to stay that way. I think it's important that we realize that we can change and be better. And so that's just what I wanted to talk about today, guys. So again, if you're enjoying these videos, please give them a like, subscribe to the channel if you can, and most importantly, remember, sauce ain't the boss, you are. You guys have a great day.